So, nerves and stage fright. Today we're going to get tips from the pros.
Sing out and find your voice.
So there's so many ways that singers conquer their performance anxiety, and you really have to find what works for you. Sometimes it's centering, sometimes it's yoga, meditation, but you don't want to be a bundle of nerves when you go on stage. I remember in college being so afraid in the wings to go on. I was an undergrad and so many of the performers were grad students, and I was so green and new, and I was so nervous. And so when I got onto the stage, yes, I did fine, I did my role, but I didn't really enjoy it because I wasn't in the moment. And sometimes you overthink because of nerves and you let it get the best of you. So there's many ways that people find to find that center so that they can really enjoy the performance, because you should enjoy it. And I want you to hear from some of the pros so that you can choose and try different things so that you find what works best for you and so that you can conquer your anxiety and stage fright.
Hi friends, my name is Silayo and I am a singer from Nairobi, Kenya and a friend of Jacqueline's. And I'm answering a question she asked about how I deal with the anxiety of performing before a large audience. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be large, 30 people, and they could freak you out. But I have 3 things that I do for myself. Before I go on stage, I try to find myself a quiet space where I can be completely by myself, and I do 3 things. I stretch. Because sometimes the tension gathers in your muscles and you just want to let it out. And then I meditate, and the purpose of the meditation for me is to sort of bring me back and remind me why I do what I do and why I'm passionate about it and why I have sacrificed all the things that I have done for it, and just sort of centers me. And I pray, and yeah. That's it. Remember the good stuff. And I end my quiet time with a dance party with a super hype song, just to get juices flowing again and get excited again. And so by the time I get on stage, I'm joyful but at peace, which is like perfect. So yeah, that's my trick. Stretch, meditate, and dance it out. I hope it works for you. Bye, friends.
Hello, JB Palmer, my wonderful, amazing friend and incredible singer. Thank you for asking me about my advice about how to get over being nervous before a show. Although I'm not sure you're going to want to spread my advice around because, it's my own personal thing that I do. But sometimes when I'm really nervous, I'll just pour myself a big glass of wine right before I go on. And for some reason, that just kind of takes the edge off, and it totally works. Or the other thing is wear sunglasses on stage, then you can't really see the audience. That helps too. So I hope that helps you, Jacqueline.
Everybody say hi, Jason!
I don't get nervous before big shows. I get nervous before little shows, like small club shows where it's going to be very intimate, is when I want to puke the most. I mean, when I did Rock in Rio, it was in front of 180,000 people, and I definitely threw up before that, but I'm more nervous to go on stage at, say, the Viper Room on a Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Like, that's when I would really be losing my mind. And I'm super jet lagged. I've been up for 2 days and flew on boats and planes, trains, and automobiles and stuff. But anyway, let's get back to the point. I don't know. See, it's all about image for me, man. Like, I get really nervous because I want to look good and I want people to think I look cool or whatever that bullshit is that my head tells me. So I really have to overcome that. And the only way for me to overcome anything like that is literally with exercise. Like, I run and I eat right? And the greater Los Angeles area is where I like to run. And it gets my heart pumping, gets my body fit, which gets my mind centered. And when I run and I eat right and I meditate, all that stuff goes away, man. I remember I just become more focused on the real reason that I'm playing music. Just be good to your body, be good to your mind, and all that other stuff won't matter, man. Like, you're there to connect with people, and you're there to make them feel better. They came out to see you. They came out to have a good time and forget about work and their shitty kids or whatever the reason may be. That's why they're there. They came out to just forget. So you're there to make them forget, but you have to forget in order to make them to forget. So the way that I forget is by meditation, eating right, and exercise. And when I don't do that, I have a terrible show because I'm just thinking about what I look like or how I'm playing or what that one guy that's not rocking out, he's just looking at me with his arms folded. I'm wondering what he's thinking the whole time, Normally, that one guy with his arms folded that I think is having a shitty show that's ruining my show because all I'm doing is focusing on him is going to come up to me after the show and tell me how amazing the show was. So perception is key as well. But when I take care of myself, I don't really worry about that. And now I'm home. So I'm going to go inside and obviously get some more sleep because I'm shot. I hope that was good. Bye.
What I tell my students, or I tell people that ask me this question, is you want to visualize yourself when you're on that stage, playing in front of people. 1, be confident in your playing. 2, practice what you're going to play on stage and don't try to go off the cuff and try something that you can't do to try to show off. Always be in control of your instrument. And 3, being terrified of an audience and you thinking you're terrible, they don't know. So you have to be confident in your playing. You have to know what you're playing. And 3, don't worry about what the crowd's going to think of you. That's the first thing. Now, when you play in your basement or wherever you practice or jam with your friends, you want to close your eyes when you're in that moment of stage fright going, oh, I can't go on stage, I can't go on stage. You want to close your eyes and you want to visualize yourself in your comfort zone, in your safe spot. And close your eyes and just take a couple breaths, breathe, pray on it, relax, and then feel like you're playing in your house or wherever you practice. After that, once you feel relieved, open your eyes. Don't look right at the crowd, look at your instrument. The brain sees all these people and goes, oh my God, I'm terrified. Well, if you're good at what you do, you don't have to be terrified. They came to see you play. So therefore, you want to put on the best show. Don't worry about stage fright. Everyone goes through it at a time. I still get it, but it's not, oh my gosh, I can't play in front of people. It's more of, I can't wait to get on stage because I'm so anxious and ready to perform. And, we're all blessed to do what we do. So we have to take it to the full potential and not abuse that potential and just drive through and go, you know what? I'm not going to be scared. And when you close your eyes, like I said, just visualize that your drums are right there. You know where your instrument, guitar, vocals, whatever. Then open your eyes. And you're going to start to see a whole new world of people coming to see you perform. And that's the way you get over stage fright.
Sarah Jane Nelson.
We're married and we're both performers. I have stage fright sometimes.
You do?
I do. And here's how I deal with it. I usually try to find one person in the audience. Usually there's only 3 or 4, so it's not that hard to choose. I'm just joking. So I choose the one person in the audience who seems to be the most into it, and then I perform the entire thing as if I'm just in a living room with just that one person. So I've got like one super fan, and I just ignore everybody else. Don't tell them that though.
Okay, I had a fair bit of stage fright. I had 20 years as a stage actor, film and TV, but when I was on stage, I would just get really anxious sometimes, especially if I was the lead and I was on stage the whole time. I was just going through a time in my life. My aunt died and I was just really in a fragile place, and I started having panic attacks on stage in this show that I was doing. And it scared the crap out of me. I mean, I thought I can't be an actor anymore. And I almost quit the whole business. Right after that, I got my first Broadway show, and I figured God was saying, you're not done yet. And, I think the key when you have stage fright is to recognize that it's okay to be afraid, and it's okay to feel butterflies. It's okay to be freaking scared.
The worst performances I've ever had are the ones where you're like, this is going to be great.
Because then you don't care.
I feel really relaxed.
So if you just, my phrase that I use is feel the fear and do it anyway. So to say to yourself, well, of course I have an elevated heart rate right now. I'm about to walk on stage and star in my first Broadway show. That's pretty normal for me to feel pretty sweaty. Anyway, so feel the fear, do it anyway.
And bring a cat with you on stage.
And I wish you guys all the best. I can definitely say that facing my fears was the greatest thing I ever did, and it led me to many adventures. And you just don't want to back down. Just push on through and focus on the work. If you're in the moment, you won't have time to be thinking about how you're feeling. Focus on the character you're speaking to. Focus on the story that you're telling in the song or the play, whatever it is.
And if you screw up, don't show it.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great one. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Lawrence Brownlee, professional opera singer. What do I do for stage fright? There are a few things that I think about when I go on stage. First of all, I think about my preparation. I feel that I've prepared myself. I know what I'm going to do. I'm not worrying about what will come out on stage. I am confident that something I've prepared, worked on, spent many hours trying to perfect, I'm going to be able to do it on stage. So that's one. Number two, I think about the audience member or the listener's enjoyment. And I feel like if I'm thinking about myself, my voice, and other things like that, I don't think the people that are coming to enjoy it will enjoy it as much, because it'll be more about me and less about them. And I should make it more about them and their enjoyment and less about me. And last but not least, I always feel like I should be on stage. I feel like I have a gift that I want to share with people. I feel like I am an artist and I want to create. So it is the place where I operate best. And so I feel like I should be there. So I don't get worried. I don't get scared because I think about those things, and they seem to really help me. So I hope that helps you guys. And don't be afraid on stage. Go out there and be ready to be where you're supposed to be. Think about being an artist, creating and sharing with others your wonderful gift, okay?
And the best way that I found to conquer this, well, first of all, is being so prepared that you can go on autopilot and just really feel and be in the moment. Don't fight nerves. It's going to be there. Invite it to the party, but stop fighting it. When you fight it, what you resist persists. It just fights back. So just say, okay, the nerves are going to be there, and I'm going to channel that nervousness into energy. And energy is what you need to fuel your performance. So it actually can be a good thing if you use it instead of it using you.